So I'm seeing people joining, which is great. Um, let's just hop into it. Welcome to today's Daily AMA. I'm AJ, your host today, and I'll go through through the bankers verse real quick for you guys. Um, be aware if you have any questions, raise your hand, and I'll come back on them as soon as possible. The AMA is getting recorded as far as I know. So if you don't want to ask your question in voice chat, be sure to ask me in the Telegram channel and add me in best case so that I can really see you ask something. All right, let's go. I think I see a lot of new faces. I'm not quite certain about that, but anyway, let's start with the token itself. Um, yeah, BankersDream in a nutshell. What's the token about? Mm, what is the intention behind the project? So you all know Buka, who's usually doing the AMAs. So I know Buka for like almost 10 years now. We met in bankers training school and we had a great time there. Then someone our job lives split apart and we were going our own ways, but still stayed connected in our private lives. And for a long time, we wanted to start something together because, um, you know, it just, I don't know how to tell this, but it just fitted, you know. Um, we just came along great together and we were always thinking, oh, what could we do? What is missing in this world? And we are both always have been fascinated about certain income structure. Yeah. We were fascinated with passive income. So I don't know how old you guys are and where you're from, but in Germany, our parents always had their yields. They took their money, took it to the bank, and got some percentage of return there. Called Sparbuch, savings book. Yeah. And from time to time, the savings yield just decreased step by step. And as you guys know, today, if you put your money into the bank account, it returns next to nothing. So our generation had the nearly impossible task to find something giving us return for the money we hardly earned, or we put our heart in. We went to work every day, earned the money, and then it just decreased in value in the savings account because inflation is everywhere in the world. And by looking for something to put your money to, well, what are the chances today to get some nice dividends, some nice yields? That there's none. You could go to the stock market and either invest in some basic index fund or an ETF, where you money is, well, in best cases beating the inflation, but most of the times is under the inflation. So in fact, you're still burning money. You're burning less money, but you're burning money. Then the next step could be for our generation to go into real estate. But then the real estate prices just exploded, especially after 2008. Since the big real estate crash, prices just keep on rising and rising and rising. We always had in the back of our minds, how can we tackle this problem? Yeah, how can we do something against this? And over time, we get torn into the big rabbit hole that's called cryptocurrencies. And some beautiful day, Buka came to me and said, let's create a coin, let's create a token. And on this day, BankersDream was born. With this in mind, you can just summarize our goal with this project: creating passive income, creating a way for our generation to make money, to make more out of the money we earned with hard earning work. That's basically the foundation of the project, this idea. And then, with both coming from finance, we thought, what can we really do? What are we good in? And then we said, okay, let's build a fund. You know, let's do something that worked for basically hundreds of years now. Yeah, with back in the days, Templeton and guys like this creating the first funds for people to invest. Basically, the first fund was to raise money for the American railway system when they had like 10 states or something like this. So it dates back really, really long, and it still works today. But creating a fund in the normal way, in the, let's say it, real world stock markets, is next to impossible, because you all know the big players, you all know the money that's in there, and we can physically can't do this. But with crypto came one thing: the conventional banks, the conventional financial market had never in mind. There came the communities, and we said, okay, community strong. Let's build an idea around a community. And this is the second main goal of, or the second building stone of BankersDream, the community. But let's hop into it in detail. We have for now two parts in BankersDream. Yeah, for one, we have the token itself, and probably you all know our tokenomics. Um, when you buy, when you transfer wallet to wallet, or when you sell the token, you pay taxes. And our taxes are like shown on screen. We have 1% of liquidity tax to build up liquidity over time. We have 2% buyback and burn to, as it says, do some buybacks or burn some token to increase the value. We have 4% going into marketing and into the fund. And we have 8% in reflection. Oh, is my connection bad? I'm on 5 times speed. Is it your connection or mine? Okay, it's Buka's connection. Oh, fine. So these are the taxes that are paid, and you have to imagine this like different wallets. Yeah, 1% goes into a locked wallet. It's locked by PinkSale, where our liquidity lies, and it's locked for 10 years. So we are pretty serious with this project. We really, really want this to work long term, and that's why we locked it for such a long time. The buyback and burn wallet is used to take the money or take the tokens in there to either buy back in the chart or burn some of them to increase value. If we do buybacks, we do not announce them because anyone could snipe them. So it's just, yeah, it's the concept we are creating here with BankersDream, and this is one small part of it. Marketing and fund, we in the beginning we used a lot of the 4% for marketing to get exposure out. Uh, Now we have pretty big and pretty dedicated community, which means we can go a little bit softer on the marketing side, meaning spending less money, because you guys do beautiful work in bringing the word of BankersDream out. But still, we haven't stopped marketing. We are now able to put more of the money into the fund. More on the fund, I'll talk later. But your incredible work is the reason why we can use more of these 4% for the fund. And it's a good sign. It's a really good sign. And 8% goes into the reflection wallet. Every time the reflection wallet triggers a certain threshold, all the banks that got collected in that wallet will be sold and sold for BUSD, and the BUSD get distributed to the holders. This happens automatically. You have to do nothing. Just be sure to have added BUSD in your wallet to see it, because they're still there, but if you don't add them, you can't see them. It's a little bit tricky if you're doing this the first time, but no worries. Every time you have a question or something like this, we or the mods are in the chat and answer your questions if there are any. So this is it for a reflection token. In the beginning, or in its main substance, BankersDream token is just a reflection token, meaning every buy, every sell, every transaction gets some tax into the wallet, and the wallet is paid out to holders. This is not sustainable, because every reflection token will come to a point where there's no more volume, or like now when the world is at the brink of a third world war, or the whole crypto space is crashing, yeah, volume slows down. And if there's no volume, there are no reflections. So for starting, the dividends, the reflections are a good thing, but they have some weaknesses. And we wanted to tackle the weaknesses. And so what we are introduced is the Bankers Way, our community fund. Yeah. So the basic idea of a fund is that a community of people comes together and shares their money to invest big time in projects. Because if I invest 10 BNB in, for example, Moon or something like this, yeah, my 1 BNB gives back some reflection, but it would be nicer if I could spend 10 BNB there. So what we are basically doing is combining the buy pressure, the buy force of all of our holders to invest in projects. And that's why this quote is so fitting. If you swim with sharks, make sure you have the appetite of a whale, because the uh, the BSC space is full of scammers and rug pulls and something like this. There are a lot of sharks just being greedy, just wanting your money, just pump and dumping. And we ain't doing this here. Yeah, we don't want this, and that's why we have the appearance of a whale. Yeah, just swimming through the seas and picking up all the small sharks that try to scam the people. Um, the strategy is fairly simple. We wanted to keep the whole project simple and like I don't know if you say it this way in English, but we want to keep it reachable. Yeah, we want that everyone, or basically every investment you as an investor take, you should only take if you understand it. Yeah, if you invest in something you don't understand, you will lose money, short term or long term. And so we tried to keep the way that everyone can understand it. And it's as simple as these two arrows. The marketing wallet, yes, the 4% we saw earlier, um, gives its BNBs to the fund. The fund invests in projects. In what kind of projects we will see later, but the fund invests in projects, and from there, any returns like dividends, like reflections, like staking, will be redistributed to you guys. So everyone that holds BankersDream token will get their fair share of Bankers Whale earnings. So you don't have to invest directly in the fund or something like this. Just buy BankersDream and hold it, and you get every bonus you could get from our project. The distribution is as follows. Okay, this could be a bit technical if I'm doing this part, but risk diversification is big thing in finance. Yeah. If you like say have 100 US dollars and you just buy Apple stocks with it, you're happy if Apple goes up and you're broke if Apple goes down. So it's not a smart move to just buy Apple. If you would buy, let's say, Apple and Microsoft, you have the first bit of diversification, the first bit of splitting up your risks. Because probably Apple just has a bad year and Microsoft has a great year. So not all of your investments go down, only 50% of it. The next better way to manage your risks would be to invest in a non-tech company, like let's say, for me as a German, Daimler, Mercedes-Benz. Yeah. So you would have Microsoft, Apple, Mercedes. So if the tech sector goes down, the car sector still keeps you up. So you lowered your risk again. But then if you're into stocks, why don't you try um, country bonds? Yeah, like yield bonds from countries like US treasuries, German treasuries. So if the stock market is crashing, you could still have some returns out of the treasuries. So you again lowered your risk by having the same investment of 100 bucks. And that's what we are trying with BankersDream. We could just ape in one promising project and hoping for the 1000x and distribute it to you guys. This could work once, this could work twice, and in the third try, all the money would be gone. That's not what we want here. We want really we want really have a safe investment for you. Yeah. So that you give, if you give us one BNB, the one BNB will work its fair share, but will not be at risk of getting lost. We distribute the funds in the fund like you see on the screen. Yeah, we have, we at the moment we're just building the fund. Yeah, we just keep pumping money into it because big money makes big dreams. But in the near future, we want to distribute evenly inside of the fund. Yeah, what are we doing? Basically, we going the safe way with staking. We take projects that are stakeable, invest in them, and stake our investments. And of all the money in the fund, at the moment, we're planning on 20% of it being staked. So if the Bankers Way would be 100 BNB big, 20 BNB would be in staking projects. 30%, 30 BNB in that example would be in reward token, because we want to keep up a constant stream of rewards. Yeah, like you could compare it in the conventional finance world. You could compare it with a dividend fund. Yeah, just get your money there and all the time something comes back. Mm. Then, because we got the basis in staking, yeah, like for comparison, the US Treasury, the 30% reward token would be just blue chip stocks like Apple and something like this. And then we want to get a little bit of more risk into it, because we um, we don't want to build the whole fund on the chance on 1000x, but we want still have a small p, a small. Nah, my English is leaving me. Uh, Pi, uh, a small bit of all of it should have the chance to make the 1000x. So 10% will be invested in ICOs. Eh? Just the 10% will be like private sales or something like this for promising projects. Yeah, still we are vetting the projects, but with ICOs, you will always have the problem to run into some scam or to run into a rug pull or something like this. So that's why we want only max 10% of our fund invested in projects like these to have some sort of minimizing risk. And for now, as we have uncertain markets, as we have one day a bull market and one day a bear market, um, where we can really decide where the markets are going, we want to have quite a big part in cash. And cash isn't meant fiat money. Cash is a financial term in fund management for unused liquidity, basically. So if the markets go up, if we can see the dip has dipped out and the markets are rising again, we want to have enough funds to go into new projects, to partake in the next bull run. So we will always have spare money to invest, because it would be the worst if there's a promising project in a good market and we couldn't invest because we don't have the money. Yeah. And furthermore, so this is it for the basic risk diversification. Yeah, we just split the money into different parts, doing different jobs, having different risks. Yeah, from low risk to high risk. But we do not stop there, because we have quite a big cash position in these times. We also decided to split into different different kinds different kinds of cash positions. Like we also split the risks over different blockchains. So the different tokens we are buying with this cash position, it's a BTC, it's BNB, um, all these things. Because if in worst case one blockchain is going down, like Eric token 100%, yeah, we still would have some funds left, because we do not have all of them in the BSC chain. Yeah, like we have the ETH chain and the BTC chain. So even if one of these ecosystems just collapses, we would still have a minimum margin of money left, because we split the risk. That's why we made it on the first glance a bit complicated, but if you go dig deeper into it, um, it just makes sense. Yeah, we don't want to lose that money because it's our money, it's your money, and we're doing this for almost 10 years now. That's the reason why we're doing it with our hearts and giving it such thoughts. So what could happen? How can we uh, avoid this? Yeah. And if I go further in the presentation, that's the most important part for you guys. That's the distribution. Because at the moment the fund is just the fund is fun. Yeah, of course. No, the fund is just um, reinvesting in itself. So we are building up the money, we are building up the positions, dollar cost averaging in all of them. But if the fund is big enough, there will be earnings out of the fund. And if the fund distributes, it distributes the same way like our reflections, our dividends do, in BUSD. We choose BUSD because you can always use it. Yeah, you don't have like the fiat transfer risk. I don't know if that's the correct term in crypto, but if we would distribute in BankersDream, you would have to sell BankersDream to get your money. So we would destroy our own chart, which is not nice. Uh, we also didn't want to distribute in BNB because BNB is volatile in regards to the fiat money. So if we distribute to you one BNB, it's worth $400 today. Tomorrow it could be 320. So uh, yeah, we wanted to spare you this volatility, so we choose BUSD because BUSD is the same as US dollar, and you can easily swap it and have the US dollar. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to do risky trades or something like this. You just have plain payment. And of all the earnings the fund distributes, 75% go to you holders and 20%, 25% of it go into marketing wallet. And later on, if the fund is big enough, we want to support charity with it. Mm. How do the investments work? Like, for sure, we want to invest in reward token and in staking and in ICOs, but we can't just blindly pick one of them and yeet into it, you know? We as the team docs the projects, especially the ICOs. Um, like with every project so far as I know, we talk to the team. Most of the projects I talk to the team. We are vetting with soft KYCing the team behind the token, hearing their thoughts, hearing what they have to say about their own token, what are the plans in the future. And when we vetted them, um, there will be a vote. At the moment, the votes are held via Telegram, but we are we are engineering a smart contract that lets you guys vote on new projects in regards of how many banks you're holding. Yeah, your fair share. And in the end, we are just suggesting new projects, vetted projects, and the community decides yes or no. Do we want to have it in the fund or not? So this is not just us doing something and you are watching us and saying yay or nay. Oh, I got some reflections. Oh, I got some dividends. This is us doing this project with you guys. Because in the end, you decide what's in the fund. And I think yeah, that's the most, I don't want to say beautiful way, but um, if I vet a project, one person looks at it and says, yeah, it's okay, or it's not okay, but I always could miss something. If Buka and I vet a project, we both could be wrong. But if all of you guys can decide what your money in this project does, we minimize the risk on of running into a rug pull, for example, or running into a bad project. And this is you probably can tell we're bankers because this is not just on passive income and dividends. This is about safety and security. Yeah, we not only want to have you guys having great time and getting a lot of money. We want you guys to be safe in an ecosystem, in a surrounding that's considered rather unsafe, with all the rug pulls and with all the scams and so on. And I think that's one more utility provided by BankersDream. Yeah, safety, security, dividends. Uh, you can't get more of a BSC project, in my opinion. And that's why we're doing this. Um, because we want you guys to be safe. We want us to be safe. Because at the end of the day, Buka and Simplify and all the mods, um, we're nothing more than holders. For sure, Buka and I and the team is deciding on what projects are there to be voted on. Yeah, so we have like a leading role in this project. But in the end, if you guys don't earn money, we don't earn money. And I think that's the key point. Yeah. You guys get the ice cream cone. We just get a cherry on top because we we were like the earliest holders because we literally invented this thing. Yeah. But yeah, this is if we are having a good life, you too have. And I think that's the yeah, in basic terms, um, we if you want to picture it as a company, we all are shareholders. And with me being CEO and Bukas being CFO and Simplify as head dev, yeah, have leading roles there. But a company usually distributes like, let's say, 5% of the earnings. Yeah, if you take the Allianz group, if they pay dividends, it's nothing more than 10% of the earnings of a whole year, and we distribute 75% to you guys. So again, we're taking something that worked for years and just made it better. Yeah, I got caught up a bit in the project. What's up next? Yes, I could do what's up next, or just until now, are there any questions? If you're in the voice chat and have any question, be sure to raise your hand. Otherwise, spam the chat with questions. I have a sip of my drink meanwhile. And Moon is actually a great question because um, if we just look at it right here, um, yeah, as you can see, I don't want it. I wanna have the for our chart. As you guys can see, we had um, a little downwards trend the last few days. This is nothing bad because if I would just type in Wall Street Journal, all the news are, oh my God, there's war in Ukraine or something like this. Um, yeah, we have overall bad times. Not only crypto market is down, also stock market is down. Yeah, all the people are afraid. Plus, you can see this. We had an amazing bull run. We just we it was the team was just speechless sometimes, not really comprehending what is happening. So on top of a downward market, we also have a correction. So this is nothing to fear on, because if you look closely, Well, this was our first all-time high. This was our second all-time high. This was our third all-time high. Look at the movement we made. Correction is nothing short than healthy. Yeah. And this was our last all-time high. If we have a look there, we're still on top of it. Barely, but we're still on top of the last all-time high. Everything is okay. And no financial advice here, but you've seen a correction after our first all-time high, leading to a massive bull run. So, and if I zoom in, this was a major correction, yeah. This also was a downward spiraling chart days in back then. Also here, this was our ICO, devastating chart. But if I look on it, um, the wrong one. If I look on it in a bigger picture, if it wants me to, um, imagine what could happen if we pick up momentum again. Because we had a correction here, and we had a correction here, we had a correction here, and now we have this big correction. And all the time when markets picked up, we picked up, and we picked up big time. So, because we are a project with utility, you know, a project if let's say a trader or real life investor, stock market investor would look at this chart and would look at our utility, he would say, "Oh fucking hell, I'm going all in." And going all in would mean um, dropping at least one other zero. So basically, what you guys have here is a great utility token undervalue, and undervalue always means for a discount. Yeah, we hit the 10 million market cap. We will hit it again, no doubts on that. Yeah. Question is just when. And when value investing, it's always the thing. Time is your friend. The more time you have, the bigger your outcome is. And we won't reach a new all-time high tonight. Probably not even next week, but probably next month. And you would bite your own arse if you would sit here in 1 month, seeing the chart and saying, "Oh, I should have invested," because it's never the right and always the right time to invest in a project, because you can't predict the future. But as the entry quote stated in our presentation, we are building the future by creating it. We are giving the utility. We are making the steps to make sure that the chart rises again. And that's why you should be invested in BankersDream. That's my personal opinion, no financial advice. But as you can tell, we are in this project with all of our heart, and that's why I'm so certain that it will happen again. So, Jürgen, a question from the chat. Um, the question states that all of the people should have the same voting rights. Um, well, yes, of course, this would be more fair. I'm with you, but on the other hand, people could just like buy small amount of banks, and like if you have an ICO and we are shilling, hey, we guys vote on you, let's come over here. The people could just buy 10 banks and have the same vote like a whale, and then every ICO project would be bought by the fund because everyone can manipulate the outcome of the voting, and we want to avoid this. Yeah, so that's why we have a fair share system in our votes. Okay, this is it for the chart now. So don't be afraid. These dips happen. We are in crypto. Every ATH and every dip are bigger than in conventional stock market because people tend to ape a lot. I don't know why. And this is nothing bad. And if you're afraid by seeing something like this ripping big time, dipping big time, I recommend s- just watch some videos of Warren Buffett getting interviewed on the yearly Berkshire Hathaway holders event because he can explain it better in English than I can. But 80% of day traders lose money because no one can predict the stock market. But if let me look something up. Uh, so I'm on TradingView now. Just double check if you can see this. This is SPY. Yeah, the Standard & Poor's 500. 500 most valuable companies in the US on a daily basis. We can do it monthly basis. As you can see, there were a lot of dips, but one thing that is almost certain is that the markets will rise. Because if the markets stop to rise, the whole world economy stops to grow. And um, we have something called Kondratiev circles. Um, if an old technology comes to an end, it gets eaten up by a new technology. Yeah, you had this with the steam engine machines, uh, giving Great Britain a big push in economy, and then just got eaten by diesel and gasoline machines. And after that, the dot-com bubble happened, and after that, now we're in an yeah, almost in a metaverse circle. So the stock markets in itself only stop existing if people stop producing new innovations. And that's why nothing is for certain in the stock market, but only one thing, it always will rise. And as you see, this is a monthly chart, so it probably took years to recover. But in the end, it recovered. And that's the most more important thing on value investing, yeah? Time is your friend. Don't never hope for the big buck. It could happen. You could be extremely lucky, but I bet $100 if you made a quick buck in a token, you will put all the money into the next token, hoping it will happen again, and probably it will work a second time, but at latest at a third time, all your money will be gone because people tend to get greedy, and it's nothing bad about it. But if you are patient and play with time, you better off always. So that's the reason why it's not bad that our chart looks like this. Huh? It will recover over time. Probably days, probably weeks, probably month. I don't know, but it will, because we have one big addition. We have utility in our project, and the utility is the thing that attracts holders, that attracts diamond hands, and these diamond hands, as you are all, I know, um, these diamond hands make sure that over time the chart just rises like the SPY index does. Patience creates wealth. Yes. And in the other hand, so people get greedy most often, but people also get anxious on the stock market. Because if you look at a chart like this, and I tell you it will rise again, most of the people would say, "Ah, no way, this can't happen." But I don't know. Here it looked the same, and if I go deeper, here it looked the same with big, big, big red candles that now look like nothing at all. Or here, you know what I mean? It looks bad, but in the end, if there's utility behind the project, and if there's an engaged team and engaged mods and something like this, the price will eventually rise again. Welcome to my TED talk. um, yeah, and talking about the project, because this is something I haven't shown you. This is our website, just to go full circle and come to an end. This is our website where you can read like all the important information. We have the contract address here, we have the tokenomics here, how to buy banks. If you're new to the crypto space, we have our white paper. We have frequently asked questions. We have our a roadmap. Yeah. Um, Key features. All the things I talked about are here written. Yeah. We have a quick summary of the fund where all is explained. All the things I told you are explained in written English, in better English. And we have the D app. This is a important thing because if you go there and let's say you want to have a look if there are any rewards not claimed or on the rewards you earned in total, just go here, paste your wallet address, and it shows to you. Yeah, this is my girlfriend's account. She already got $100 paid just by holding this token. This is so amazing, and the fund hasn't even paid a single dime. It's still to start, and she has like 300 billion. Thanks, not that much. And in 3 weeks, $100. We're in the beginning. We're on a low cap in a falling market, and still she was able to earn $100. That's amazing. And if you want to dream a bit, here's a calculator where you can calculate what would happen if, yeah, like let's give it a shot. If I have like 1 trillion banks with a market cap of 500,000, uh, 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 we already managed 1 million. Who am I kidding? And a daily volume of $100,000. What are we at the moment on daily volume? Uh, let me see, it doesn't show it. I'm just blind for now. Talk too much. 4 million market cap, 1 million daily volume. Yeah, this would be insane. This would be 120 US dollar daily reflections when you're in the Trilly Club. Amazing. So this is a little tool to play with, to probably set yourself your own goal, how many banks you want to hold somewhere in the future, or see what is possible with the tokens you have. Yeah, it's amazing. That's 369. That's 100 billion. Daily reflections, $12. That's $365 a month. That's minimum wage. No, that's a part-time job in Germany. Almost. It's insane. And in the end, you also can see the fund. I don't want to get that much in detail because I'm talking for, it feels like ages. Oh, it's just 50 minutes now. And this is all the investments the fund made so far. scroll through it, have a look. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the chat. Be sure to DM us. We will answer all the questions there are in the world. Yeah, no one ever asked a question we couldn't answer. Um, yeah, and here one thing I have to add: the fund has a decent amount of banks in it. We don't want to buy banks with the fund because it would be stupid. The fund is a utility to be independent of the volume of the token, and yet we would buy these. Which wouldn't make sense. This was like the initial investment into the fund. The team they basically denied some of its team vesting and said, no, we will donate it to the fund. And so this is a donation from the founders, providing the first dividends for the fund, and it's amazing. It's working. You can see the BUSD token. Yeah, we're swapping on a regular basis. We're swapping into BNBs because it's just accumulating more and more. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Captain, Crypto Jack Sparrow. Captain Crypto should be the next name. Uh, yeah, just add the dev because he knows how to do such things. Okay, so just let me reopen the Telegram presentation. Yeah, for sure. Are there any questions in the chat or in the voice channel? If you're in the voice channel and if you have a question, raise your hand so that we can unmute you. But I don't see any raised hands. Has anyone in the chat any questions? Ah, yes, here. Mark has some. You have to unmute yourself, Mark. You can speak now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
Ah,
I just had a suggestion. Being that sometimes dealing with BSC and Pancake Swap and Poocoin and stuff like that, newer investors have a lot of trouble buying the crypto. Right? This is something that people have to learn, and it's a learning
of
process
course. Yes.
all in all in its own. Maybe adding a page to the website. I used to build websites and buy and sell domain names for quite a long time, and this is something that could help a lot of people in avoiding scams, basically, right? Um,
Yep.
because it happens a lot. Someone's scrolling through Facebook and they'll see an advertisement for Pancake Swap, which is actually a false advertisement, right? And
Mm,
directs them to a different domain where they then get into your trust wallet and empty it all out. This happens to many people every day, you know, and so maybe a tab for new users on a really easy method that's really explainable in German or in English or whatever,
hmm
and that can outline uh, just the step-by-step process of how to avoid getting scammed and kind of ease newer investors into it. Because as the token, as bank gets more popular, you're gonna have more people flooded to your website, and uh, that could be something that definitely could help, I would think.
Yeah, of course. So we tried first steps on the topic. We have a how to buy video on our basically on our main page. We have the how to buy video where simply just describe the steps on Android. We don't have it for iOS now. We also have on our D app the ability to swap via Poocoin, so basically via Pancake. So this is some steps, and if you are in chat and see something is someone is new, just give him the advice to do it this way. Like a beginner's crypto crash course we're trying to build on our Discord for now. This takes some time, but I've heard you, and for sure this would be something great.
Yeah,
But for
I just
now, yes,
help
sorry.
it would help universally, just something that's geared towards brand new, investors, and help them ease into buying it. I remember how scared I was first time I was
Yeah,
buying on BSC. I was like, well, I consider this money's gone. I'm just doing this. I'm just aping into it. And then if you do it correctly, it's not that much of a risk. It's a pretty secure financial system if you do it correctly. But you know,
yeah,
uh, yeah, I guess, yeah, that was my
yeah.
2 cents worth.
Yeah, for sure. No, we're really looking into it to create something like this. It's kind. We're just a team of 4 people doing it part time at the moment because there are work on every corner. But it's on our to do list. So thanks for the input. Because now, if someone gives us this input, we know okay, it's not like urgent, but we are not the only people to think about it. So it's kind of a good thing, I guess. So thanks for the input.
Yeah, thank you guys for your heart. Much appreciated.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I've seen questions on Pancake and on SafeMoonSwap for being listed on SafeMoonSwap. You have to be incorporated. We're working on it. We have made big steps in the right direction for incorporation, company registration. Yeah, and after this is done, I think it's just be a matter of time when SafeMoon will will list us. But yeah, it's just the registration that's missing. Any more questions? I see Buka doing a good job answering them in the chat. So are any questions in the voice call? I see no raised hands. I see no questions in the chat. So anytime, if you have any questions, ask them in the chat. We have beautiful, wonderful, most dedicated mods that will help you with every question you have. We have I can't say a beautiful founders team because I'm one of them, but we are keen to answer every question you have. Always DM us. Be aware it could take some time for us to answer because like um archived chats. If I scroll through these chats, I mean these are all people trying to shill to us their services. And I only get like 1/4 of them because most of them are getting redirected to Buka. But as you can see, I'm not even the beginning of the year. Hello, hello, sir, my dear mate, CMC listing. So it could possibly happen that a question you have is drowned by the under DMs. We will come back to you for sure. Just be aware it could take some time. For that, thank you for your time. I really appreciate having you here. I'm blessed as hell to have so much persons in the AMAs daily. We're doing daily AMAs. We are not really talking about something new, just talking about the things we do basically, and still so many people come in here. It's for us it's wonderful to see, and it's really a driver to keep on doing. So thank you for your time and have a good night.